Introduction to the personal project, or as most people put it, the PP. PP. Funny. Not really. Um, so, what to do for the personal project? Well, examples of what you could do for what you're, doing. I'll get to that, what that means later. Anyways, learn how to blacksmith and create something. So, that could be fun. But in my grade, they made a knife. Grade above, they made a knife. That's pretty cool. Learn to sail. Don't know where you're getting the boat, but that could be fun. Learn to play a musical instrument. Create a brochure about global warming. That could be easy to reflect about. And make a piece of furniture. And this among a whole bunch of other things you could do. So keep that in mind. Record everything every time you work on your personal project. So if you work on Tuesday, the 3rd of May, you wouldn't be working on May, but that's besides the point. Then you would record that, what you did, and challenge yourself. Don't become something super easy. Alright? Remember that. That will come up again because I have to repeat things for some reason. I don't know. Why not? What not to do? Don't procrastinate. That is literally the stupidest thing you can do in general, but especially for the personal project. And don't pick the easiest possible project. That's going to make reflecting on it way harder than it needs to be. So, the grading process part 1. Fun thing about this, grading process has 12 parts. So, let's get started. This is going to be fun. Alright, so for the first part, it's the standard description is develop a clear and highly challenging goal in global context for the project based on personal interest. Okay? But for the task-specific thing that we're focusing on is based on the personal interest, the student defines a clear goal that justifies a goal as highly challenging and meaningful, relates to a global context. So, exactly how it sounds. For now, I'm just going to do the standard description because that sounds like that was very similar, just represented in a different way. So, for grading process part 2, we have identify prior learning in subject-specific knowledge. This consistently highly relevant to the project. So, keep what you're doing in your knowledge that you're specifying in your paper relevant to the project. Grading process part 3. Demonstrate excellent research skills. Very specific. I'll go down deeper into that now. An extensive range of sources and variety of source types have been researched. Keep that in mind, that's very important. Sources are consistently and efficiently evaluated for their relatable and relevance. The bibliography is appropriate, consistent, and used with sophistication. Now, I don't know what that means. Future me will edit in the correct answer.
The quality of being sophisticated.
In the project's report, there's an extensive evidence of the broad range of the research skill. Grading process part 4. Can you believe we're only 1/6 the way done? Develop rigorous criteria for the product/outcome. Self-explanatory. Grading process part 5. Present in detailed, accurate plan to record of the development process of the project. Also, I can do math. Demonstrate excellent self-management skills. This will be mainly based off of your reflection, but your supervisor will also have knowledge of this, so keep that in mind. And I'm just going to go into specific ones for this one. A justification of strengths and limitations for effective and independent time and task management. Effective skill practiced through the project. Highly effective use of other self-management skills. Very important thing. Grading process part 7. Create an excellent product outcome in the response to the goal and global context and criteria. Grading process part 8. Hey, we're getting there. This is really boring. Only 4 more. Demonstrate excellent thinking skills. Very descriptive. Analyze an evaluation of critical and creative thinking skills appropriate to the project. Transfer of learning and research to generating new ideas or solve problems that help achieve your project's goal. So, if you're actually wondering where I got these tables, more than likely it's on Manage Back. Because and if your school does not have Manage Back, which I'm sure a lot of schools do not, then keep in mind that you can just ask most of your teachers, and they will be able to give you a good answer. Probably not the new teachers, though. Or any teacher's part of the administration will definitely be able to help you there. Grading process part 9. Demonstrate excellent communication and social skills. So, be able to talk to people. More accurately, being able to convey your ideas in a meaningful way. Grading process part 10. Present an excellent evaluation of the quality of the product outcome against his or her criteria. So, using the criteria early on and all that stuff, you will need to grade what you made, or what you did, and if you did well on that, you will do a grading criteria. So the grading is not based on how well your product came out. That is not important. What's important is how well you reflect on it and how much research you did prior to that. Grading process part 11. Present excellent reflection on how completing the project has extended your knowledge and understanding of the topic / inquiry on the global context. So reflect on how it has affected you in a positive way or negative way. I don't know. That can be quite interesting. Way to talk about that. Last one. Grading process part 12. Present excellent reflection on his or her development as an IB learner throughout the project. So, more reflecting! Hooray! The reflection evaluates the student's development as an IB learner using appropriate examples, detailed descriptions, and insightful explanations. So, reflect. I feel like that's also pretty self-explanatory. Now, what do you do? What do you do have to do? Do. Now, of course, my grammar is impeccable, and it is truly the best grammar. But, you really do anything you want, but it has to be something that challenges you. Forced enthusiasm aside, it's important that you challenge yourself, because you are going to have to reflect on how it challenged you and how difficult it was, and you have to show how you improved yourself in some way. Now, of course, my grammar is impeccable in that entire slide. So, do something challenging. Feels like school's only challenging. Anyway, some facts you need to know. Most of your grade is based on the reflection, so take notes on what you're doing and when you're working. So when you're doing it, do. The personal project is supposed to take around 24 hours. Split that among many months, or in a few days if you're an overachiever. Not me, but in general. Your product is only a small part of your grade. Most of it is in the reflection. So earlier I said that the product makes up only a small part of your grade, so it's more important to get a good reflection than a good product, but that's still important, so keep that in mind. The teacher you work with is not actually the person that gives you your final grade. It's someone who works in the IB, not associated with your school. So make sure you're able to, so anybody can understand without knowing anything about you as a person, and they just are able to, your reflection they should be able to understand your reflection. So what have we talked about so far? Well, we talked about the grading process, which, among other things, is reflect, take notes, work hard, and good time management. We talked about some facts you should know, which, among other things, is follow the rubric. And that's about it, right? I mean, we also have what you can do, and what you shouldn't do, and what you should do. So, yeah, I feel like we're doing good presentation so far. So tips and tricks. Record every time you work on the personal project and what you do when you do work on it. Can't say this enough. You really got to do that. And set up a good work schedule. So I think what would be a cool idea, though nobody's ever going to really do that unless you're an overachiever, as I mentioned earlier. You work an hour a day. In a month, you'll be done. Sure. So what is the personal project? Because I've managed to avoid answering that question the entire presentation. Well, the personal project is a project that takes around 6 months where you do something that improves yourself, helps the world in any way. It could be as simple as learning to play the violin, or creating a local garden that teaches people to eat healthy and saves the environment. Be anything like that, and then you take notes about what you're doing, and then you reflect on it and make a presentation about that, and you talk about it and you make a whole thing about it. Your teachers will put that in a much better detail than what I can, because they're adults and I'm 14, so listen to them first. And conclusion. Not much else to say, is there? If you're hearing background noises, sorry. Anyways, yay, we're done.